Sonic 06, you know what it is, you know when it came out. Later this year it turns 10, so I figured there's no better time than now to take a good look at it. This game left a bigger mark on history than any other 3D Sonic game has before it. Man, when this game came out, it certainly was something. Killer reviews and accolades, perfect 10s across the board. If you're unaware of this game's legacy, chances are you've been living under a rock. The masterpiece of a game that is Sonic 06 shook the world in November of 2006. Early 2007 if you're playing it on PS3. Man, I tell ya, I got fond memories of this one as a kid. I first played it back in 2007 with my cousin. I probably would have been 12 or 13 at the time. But don't worry, that doesn't mean I'm going to let nostalgia get in the way of giving this game a fair and critical review. So, in celebration of its 10th anniversary, let's take a look back at the gem that defined a brand new generation of Sonic games. Sonic the Hedgehog, aka Sonic 06. The game is split into 3 campaigns, throwing back to Sonic Adventure, and like Sonic Adventure, you'll start with just Sonic, unlocking more characters once you encounter with them. The characters in question being the familiar Shadow the Hedgehog and the brand new Silver the Hedgehog. Production value was at an all-time high here, with the most remarkable CG scenes in the series that far. But hey, the game might look pretty, but does it play well? The answer is yes. Sonic sports a similar moveset to the adventure games: jump, homing attack, a sweep kick, and spin dash. Shadow plays similarly to Sonic, but slightly worse. His homing attack takes longer than I'd like since they tried to make him more combat oriented. Yeah, another platforming game tries to integrate combat and fails. Big surprise. I do like Silver though. He's a lot slower, making his campaign more akin to a traditional kind of platformer. Using his psychokinesis, you can move and throw objects, levitate, and stun enemies. Now the controls in this game are sharper than ever. They are so tight and precise. If you hit right, Sonic's going right. There's no BS like there was in Generations and Colors where you turn the stick right and Sonic will kinda steer to the right. No. You slam a stick to the right, Sonic's going to the right. That's the way it needs to be, that's the way it is. But the biggest thing about Sonic 06's controls is that, unlike most games, it's not afraid to break the rules of physics to enhance the gameplay. I really think White Acropolis was a big breakthrough in Sonic's character development, as the stage demonstrates that he's become so cool that he no longer has to abide by the laws of gravity. This has made a double hitter when it also makes the gameplay so much more fun. I cannot even begin to tell you how sick I am of snowboarding games that force you to go down the hill. Like, what if I want to go up the hill? Sonic Team finally understood that. And that's the thing with Sonic 06's gameplay. Not only is it incredibly well thought out, but it's poetic in a sense. Sonic 06 allows you to physically become one with the boss, experience what it's like to be the enemy, putting yourselves in their shoes to see how they feel. This being executed through gameplay is something very few games achieve, and it's a bold but respectable move for Sonic Team to try this kind of thing out. Another genius mechanic introduces a new take on the game's pace. Sonic's always been known for being fast, sometimes a bit too fast, but luckily this game slows down some of the action sequences, giving it a very Matrix slow motion feel. Epic slowdown to make each explosive moment that much more visceral. Though the game's pace comes to an utter stop with the frequent and long loading screens. A breath of fresh air, breaking up the action in anticipation of what greatness will come next. The amount of time you spend not playing the game really makes you appreciate the times you actually do get to play the game. I really think more games should do this. I hate it when I just want to fast travel in Xenoblade X and it takes so short to load. Give me some time to take a break from the game. I don't want to jump back in right away. What do you think I am, Superman? I can't react that fast. Give me a long loading screen to get my thoughts together, anticipate what's coming next, and prepare my thumbs for the next set of action. I don't know why more games don't do this. Now, the amount of ways you can actually get to the goal rings have been expanded upon tenfold, in ways the game completely breaks the rules of game design philosophy. A ballsy move, but it pays off in spades. Now, Sonic games have always had multiple levels of navigation to them, starting with Sonic 1 on Genesis, and carrying on even into the 3D games. There's also multiple paths in Sonic 06, but Sonic Team this time thought of something no other developer on the planet did: cheating. You know what's fun as hell? using Game Shark or Action Replay to leave the boundaries of the game and access parts you're not supposed to. In Sonic 06, you don't even need that because they programmed the game deliberately in a way that allows you to play how you want, not being restricted by these boundaries. Don't want to switch back to Shadow? No problem, don't take that path. You can find your own way to the goal using just Omega. I gotta tell you, the satisfaction you get from finding alternate routes to the goal in this game is unparalleled. Not only that, but the game straight up lets you skip all those pesky puzzles that you just don't want to do. The billiards puzzle, for example. You can't quite get it? No problem, just use Silver's psychic powers to phase through the door. They thought of stuff like this. Sonic 06 is also the first game to take a bold direction in how it tells its story. Sonic's campaign is a vanilla flavor, consisting of nothing more than chasing Eggman to rescue a princess. It's pretty much what you'd expect from a cartoony platforming game. But there is a deep story told not through Sonic's eyes, but the eyes of Shadow and Silver. Interesting way to structure a campaign-based story mode. Give the fans what they already know and love with the Sonic campaign, and then once they're done with that, they can delve deeper with the other two campaigns and come out of it with a deep and well-written story. It even goes as far as to incorporate a bit of surrealism, making you question what is really going on. Silver and Shadow's campaigns have inconsistencies with each other. A good example is in Silver's campaign, he puts down the Chaos Emerald before jumping through the portal, but in Shadow's campaign, he jumps through when he's still holding it. Considering how smart Sonic Team was with the design of this game, there's no way this was an accident, but rather a social commentary of sorts. When you make a game about time travel, things become inconsistent. Perhaps this means multiple timelines were created, one where Silver puts down the emerald and one where he doesn't. The Sonic 06 lore goes deeper than I could possibly hope to cover. Now, one thing I do have to criticize is that they get a bit lazy with the enemies. I mean, we've got the Eggman robots, which are great, but then we have these weird hellspawn creatures. Like, these don't belong in a Sonic game. What the heck? What were they thinking? Demons in Sonic? Like, what is this, Hellboy? Like, come on, man. They must have been on drugs or something. Shit. But what's worse is that there's a palette swapped version of each and every one. How lazy is that? Like, what is this, a Sonic game or Final Fantasy? Like, give me a break. But that aside, my only real other criticism is that some of the characters aren't that fun to play as. Well, one of them isn't. You know, Amy. She's so slow. I hate playing as her, and I wish you didn't have to play as her. But other than these two minor things, I have no further criticisms. It's pretty clear that this is a well thought out and incredibly well designed game. The two-player mode is also a great time. Seriously, more Sonic games need split screen, especially a two-player co-op split screen. You know, it's kind of hard to believe that this game is already 10 years old. Sonic 06 is a decade-old game. Wrap your head around that. But you know what they say? Front to back, it's absolute classic. This game will go down in history as one of the greatest platforming games of its generation. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Happy 2-year anniversary of Nitro Rad. It's been 2 years since I've been doing these videos. More importantly, happy April Fool's Day. Bitch. That is cracked. Oh, that's broken. That is 100% broken. Broken game, broken case.